Good evening, or whatever it is where you are. So I talk quite a lot about the golden rule. Basically, do as you would be done by, or it's that simple. It may sound to some like it means you have to take disadvantage or roll over or whatever. I think that would be a misinterpretation. There's no reason why you should harm your own interests. None of us are going to be perfect at doing it either. So it takes a bit of discrimination to work out when and how to apply it, because obviously situations could be complex, but where situations are fairly simple and it's fairly obvious, then why not do it? What's against it? So as I say, I don't think it means you have to harm your interests. In fact, if it should harm you, if you really don't want to do it, and you would take a certain action as, say, a defeat, that it would, in a sense, crush your spirit, then, I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that you should be heroic and do that. I don't think it should affect your interests. It doesn't mean you roll over and just please everybody. It just means that on occasions, or when the opportunity arises, that you take the opportunity, that you think about it instead of reacting. And just imagine what the world would be like if we all, say, managed a 5% increase in that sort of direction. There are many of us, and as I've said before, I think people weaponize nice, decent people to carry out actions which are not so decent and not so beneficial and actually work against us. So maybe gradually we chip away at that. We start in our personal lives. At least we can be honest with other people. That's not that difficult, to be honest. What's it mean when you're not dishonest, or when you lie to people? There's being economical with the truth, and there's straightforward lying. So what are the benefits of doing that? We may be caught out. Maybe it doesn't sound right to people. That's the other thing. People are, they are not stupid. They may not challenge you, but they can sense the lie. So basically it comes down to being more sincere, showing a bit more integrity, perhaps being responsible maybe. And this shouldn't be the motive for doing it, but if it improves your environment and your relations with people, it could radically actually improve your life as well. So I think it benefits everybody, but we have to be mindful of it. We need to actually perhaps think before responding to everything. One sort of thing which I notice quite a lot is the need to win a conversation. It's only a conversation. You don't need to win it. If it's a debate, then that's a different thing, but just a conversation. you don't really convince people that way anyway. You're not very likely to change their mind. I've very rarely found that. Chances are they'll censor out whatever you've said, and the next time you'll find that they don't even remember what you've said. So, you know, it's pretty much pointless anyway. It just doesn't work. I mean, much better, in my opinion, is actually to ask questions. To, you know, ask questions softly to find out what they're really thinking about. And then perhaps you might make a response. And perhaps eventually, you know, they may retain their view, because maybe their view as far as they're concerned is perfectly correct, or they may start to see another point of view. So much at the moment is people taking sides and simply calling each other names, calling the other side names, not seeing anything whatsoever in their point of view, or not exploring exactly what it means. And this is where we need to become more thoughtful. It's very simple, it's the old thing, pros, cons, pluses, minuses. It's not really that difficult. It's just putting aside emotionalism, perhaps, and actually using the grey matter between our ears. So, as I say, we may not be perfect. We may take small steps. But if we all start moving in the right direction, or great numbers of us, and we start challenging the bullshit, basically, we start voting with our feet, we start ignoring the propaganda, then I think we can make a very great difference. And that would be the start of making England good again. So we need to make England good, because if we're rotten to the core, what can we expect of government? I mean, they're us, in a sense. Okay, they went to public school or whatever, or they did, I don't know, whatever they did. They may have had better chances, or they might have just gone to university, done a political sort of degree or a law degree or something. No life experience. So I've slightly lost the thread there. I think you know where I'm going with this. That they need us to do the dirty work for them. If we stop doing the dirty work, and if we stop listening to their nonsense and start questioning it and talking to each other, not falling out, applying the golden rule where we find it possible, then that is a much better way forward than simply getting in a shouting match with them. It may seem like the long game, but that's the game which will ultimately win, the long game. So I hope that was reasonably lucid and some of the points came across. Anyway, thank you for watching.